I'm going to discuss impulse control disorder. My motivation behind it is knowing people close to me who have children, including myself, who maybe either getting evaluated for this or have experience working with students with impulse control disorder. Whether they have been diagnosed or you might even have reason to believe that they might be dealing with this. Mm. Impulse control disorder is a class of psychiatric disorders characterized by impulsivity, failure to resist a temptation, urge, or impulse that may harm oneself or others. So, for example, if a kid has a pencil and he has the urge to throw the pencil, it could potentially poke someone's eye out or have some lead into their skin. That is definitely dangerous. So, that's an impulsive behavior, or that's how it could manifest into something that could be potentially dangerous. Impulse control has nothing to do with knowing the rules or the consequences of breaking them. It's more about not having the control over, determining whether you should actually carry that action out. Many children with challenging behavior, especially those who interrupt and talk over others, they might blow out answers without raising their hands. They have difficulty taking turns. One major cause of it is if a child was exposed to alcohol during the fetal stages. It's one major cause of that, but it's not always the case. Who actually knows why what the cause of it is, but that's one. I don't want to chop their names up, but neurologist Sam Wang and Sandra Amat argue in their book that impulse control is one of the most significant factors to predicting academic success. So naturally, if a child can't control his or her actions, it could get in the way of academic progression because they're not able to focus, they're not able to stay on task, and when it comes to tests and things like that, it is definitely a barrier. When identifying impulse control disorder, um, you have to really pay attention to the behaviors. You can't just say that a child demonstrates one behavior on any given day and it's actually considered a disorder. It has to be, it has to show up before the age of 7, and it has to be exhibited to be an abnormal degree to warrant the identification. So, if the kid is doing something that seems to be at the age of 2, a behavior for a 2-year-old, and he's 8, that could definitely be a sign. The behavior in question must occur more frequently in the child than in other children of the same age. So if he's acting 2, can't control his impulses, and all his other peers are 8 just like he is, and he doesn't seem to catch up, that's a sign. Some symptoms should have been present before the age of 7, and they should be present at least 6 months prior to the evaluation. The child might even steal. That's how it could manifest. Not always. Um, they usually happen repeatedly until they're discovered or until the child is treated. They might be explosive violence. Fire starting is a way it could manifest. One that is common that I've seen is hair pulling, biting the nails, things that are really behaviors that manifest because the child is having the urge to actually act out somehow. Um, for those of you who want to watch the video, you can click the link. We won't click the link here during the PowerPoint, but there is a link that explains it in a very simple way how impulse control disorder works. Solutions for managing at school and home. For teachers, you definitely want to post the classroom rules and make sure the routines are clear because it can keep the kids on task and it can actually, you know, serve as a deterrent in a sense because kids with like ADHD or impulse control disorder constantly have to be redirected. You have to prepare them for transition. So if you're going from gym back to science, you probably want to prepare them 2 to 3 minutes before it's time to transition. You have to be prepared for impulsive reactions. So you can't be caught off guard when a child does something that's deemed to be impulsive. You have to just expect it, and also you want to make sure that the punishment fits the crime. If the kid is jumping out of line, you don't want to suspend him for that. You may just want to speak to him. But if he does something like throw a pencil that could hurt someone, then you might give the appropriate punishment. Children with ADHD or impulsive disorder have difficulty telling right from wrong. So naturally, if they have this disorder, it's hard for them to control themselves. Is this going to be good for me, or is this going to be bad for me? So when directing them, you must be clear. You can't be vague. It has to be, do not put that pencil in this drawer. You can't just say be good or behave yourself. You have to give specific directions. Impulse control has nothing to do with knowing the rules or the consequences of breaking them. It's more about not having the control over, determining whether you should actually carry that action out. Many children with challenging behavior, especially those who interrupt and talk over others, they might bloat out answers without raising their hands. They have difficulty taking turns. Um, One major cause of it is if a child was exposed to alcohol during the fetal stages. It's one major cause of that, but it's not always the case. Who actually knows why it's what the cause of it is, but that's one.